Hi friends, in this video we will learn how to factorize quadratic polynomials using middle term splitting method. In one of my last videos, I had explained how to factorize quadratic polynomials using factor theorem. Now, the general form of a quadratic polynomial is a square plus bx plus c, where the leading coefficient a should not be equal to 0. The degree of quadratic polynomial is 2. Correct? In order to factorize the quadratic polynomial, we have to express it in the form of product of two linear polynomials. That is, product of two polynomials of degree 1. So 1 into 1 will give you a degree 2 polynomial, that is a quadratic polynomial. Correct? Now, in order to factorize a quadratic polynomial, we need two numbers. For example, numbers p and q, such that the product of p and q should be equal to the product of a and c. That is, pq should be equal to ac. That is the product of leading term coefficient and the constant term. As well as the sum of p and q should be equal to the middle term coefficient, that is b. So in order to factorize the quadratic polynomial using middle term splitting method, we need two numbers such that pq is equal to ac and sum of p and q is equal to the middle term coefficient b. Okay, I've taken few examples to explain how to factorize using middle term splitting method. Let's check one by one. The first example is 12x square minus x minus 6. So we need two numbers p and q. PQ should be equal to AC. A here is 12 and C here is minus 6. Okay, we should not ignore the signs of the coefficients. So 12 into minus 6 will give you minus 72. Whereas the sum of P plus Q should be equal to the middle term coefficient, that is minus 1 here. Okay. Now as you see, minus 72 is equal to the product of P and Q. So basically P and Q are the factors of minus 72. Correct? So we need to list down all the factors of minus 72. So the factors of minus 72 or 72 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 and 9. Okay, one of the shortcut trick is if the product p and q makes a number that is less than 100, we should include only the factors which is 10 or below 10. Okay, in that case we can solve this problem very easily. So if p and q gives a product that is less than 100, the first step is list all the factors of the product p and q which is 10 or less than 10. So in this case, the factors of 72 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 and 9. Now write down the possible products that will give you 72. So 1 into 72, 2 into 36, 3 into 24, 4 into 18, 6 into 12, 8 into 9 and 9 into 8. So these are the possible combinations whose product will give you 72. Okay, so this step is clear. Now the sum of these two numbers should be equal to minus 1. Now let's check one by one if we choose which number of the combination of which numbers can give us the p plus q is equal to minus 1 equation. Okay, so 1 and 72 can never form minus 1. 2 and 36 no, 3 and 24 no, 4 and 18 no, 6 and 12 no, 8 and 9, that is or 9 and 8 can form minus 1, right? So the possible combination is minus 9 plus 8. Minus 9 plus 8 will give you minus 1. Okay, and minus 9 into 8 will give you minus 72. So this is the correct combination. So one of the number is minus 9 and the second number should be 8. Correct? Now we got two numbers p and q, that is minus 9 and 8. Now we need to split the middle term using these two numbers minus 9 and 8. So the question is 12x square minus x minus 6. 12x square minus x minus 6. Split the middle term using the two numbers minus 9 and 8. So we can write it down 12x square minus 9x plus 8x minus 6. Correct? Minus 9x plus 8x will give you minus x. Now group this into two terms each. So the first two terms and the second two terms. Now take the greatest common factor from the first two term and from the last two terms. So from the first two term, if you see, the greatest common factor will be 3x. So we are left with 4x minus 3. And from the last two term, the greatest common factor will be 2. So we are left with 4x minus 3. Okay. Now take the greatest common factor from this entire this. So it will be 4x minus 3 will be the common factor, and we are left with 3x plus 2. Okay. So 12x square minus x minus 6 has been factorized into a product of linear polynomials 4x minus 3 and 3x plus 2. Okay. Quite easy, right? Now just check the second question. 3x square minus 10x plus 8. So here PQ should be 3 into 8, that is 24. P plus Q should be how much? Minus 10 here, okay? Minus 10. So list down all the factors of 24, and 24 is less than 100. So we will list down all the factors from till 10 or below 10. So they will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. Correct? So all the possible products will be 1 into 24, 2 into 12, 3 into 8, 4 into 6, 6 into 4 and 8 into 3. Correct? So PQ will be equal to 24. Now let's choose the numbers that will give P plus Q equal to minus 10. So 1 and 24 cannot form 10, 2 and 12 can form 10. Okay, 3 and 8 cannot form, 4 and 6 also can form 10, that is 6 and 4, one and the same. 8 and 3 can never form 10. Okay, so if you see 2 and 12, then minus 12 plus 2 will give you minus 10. Correct? And if you choose 6 and 4, then minus 6 minus 4 will give you minus 10. Minus 6 minus 4. Okay, so these two possible combinations are alright. Now let's check the products. Minus 12 into 2 will give you minus 24, and minus 6 into minus 4 will give you plus 24. Okay, now PQ should be plus 24 and not minus 24. So the only combination possible is minus 6 and 4. So the two numbers are minus 6 and minus 4. Correct? So we can factorize it as 3x square minus 10x plus 8 will be 3x square. Let's split the middle term using the combination minus 6 and minus 4. So minus 6x minus 4x plus 8. Okay, so group these two terms. So the greatest common factor will be 3x. So we are left with x minus 2, and the greatest common factor is 4, and we are left with x minus 2. So the answer will be x minus 2 into 3x minus 4. Correct? Okay. So now what about the third sum? Third sum, PQ will be equal to minus 60. P plus Q will be equal to minus 17. Correct? Again less than 100. Let's list down the factors. It will be 1, 2, 3, even 4, even 5, 6 and 10. Okay. Okay. So 1 into 60 will give me 60. 2 into 30, 3 into 20, 4 into 15, 5 into 12, 6 into 10 and 10 into 6. Okay. So now which possible combination will give me minus 17 when I add them up? 1 and 60 no, 2 and 30 no, 20 and 3 yes, it can give me. 15 and 4 cannot give me. 5 and 12, yeah, 5 and 12 can give me. 6 and 10 no, 10 and 16 obviously no. So we need minus 17. So minus 20 plus 3 will give me minus 17, and minus 12 minus 5 will give me minus 17. But the product should be minus 60. So minus 20 into 3 will give me minus 60. But minus 12 into minus 5 will give me plus 60. So the only possible combination is minus 20 and 3. So the two numbers will be minus 20 and 3. Now let's factorize it. The question is 2x square minus 17x minus 30. The two numbers are 2x square minus 20x plus 3x minus 30. Okay, now group these two terms. So 2x will be the greatest common factor. I am left with x minus 10. 3 will be the greatest common factor. I am left with x minus 10. So my answer will be x minus 10 into 2x plus 3. Okay. Now the last question that I have taken as an example is x square minus 21x plus 19. You can solve along with me. PQ will be equal to 90 and P plus Q will be equal to minus 21. So this is less than 100. So the numbers will be 1, 2, 3, even 5 and 6 and 9 and 10. Okay. So these are the possible factors. So 1 into 90 will give me 92 into 45, 3 into 30, 5 into 18, 6 into 15, 9 into 10 and 10 into 9. Correct? So these are the possible products that will give me 90. Now the sum should be minus 21. So 90 and 1 no, 45 and 2 no, 30 and 3 no, 18 and 5 no, 6 and 15 yes, 6 and 15 I can get 21, 9 and 10, 10 and 9 no I cannot get. So I need minus 21 here. So it has to be minus 6 minus 15. Minus 6 minus 15 will give me minus 21. And what about minus 6 into minus 15? It will give me plus 90. So that is what I need here, right? Plus 90. So my two numbers are minus 6 and minus 15. So let me factorize. X square minus 21x plus 90 is equal to x square minus 6x minus 15x plus 90. Group the two terms. Take the greatest common factor out. Okay, so my answer is x minus 6 and x minus 15. Okay, very easy, right? So whenever your product PQ is less than 100, you can follow this shortcut trick. But if it is greater than 100, then you should include other factors also which may be greater than 10. But most of the cases, I would say 95% of the cases, you can solve through this shortcut trick. Okay, thank you so much. I hope the session was useful. We will meet in next video with some other topic. Thank you.